Today, I'm showing off another tool for the Blinx speedrunners, introducing the auto splitter for Blinx, available for XEMU, Cxbx, and original Xbox. For anyone that doesn't know, an auto splitter will automatically split segments in live split for you based on what's happening in the game. So for Blinx, whenever we jump into a goal gate, we hit the split button and move on to the next segment. But with this auto splitter, this removes the need to manually split on level completion. This will also split for Chronohorn when landing the final hit too. But that's not all. This auto splitter will also automatically start the timer on a new game and restart the timer when resetting the timer. One of the biggest things about this auto splitter is the ability to track the in-game timer instead of solely relying on real time. With XEMU and original Xbox, slowdowns and load times can be inconsistent, which affect segment times. But if you run game time on the segments, it will always stay 100% consistent. Live Split will also track whether the game is paused and experiencing slowdowns and will adjust the timer based on what's happening. So, as I said, the auto splitter is available for XEMU, Cxbx, and original Xbox. As of right now, it's not possible to get a real auto splitter working for Xbox One and Series consoles, but that's okay because we've already semi-figured out their estimated load times. And yes, I did say this right, we do have a working auto splitter for original Xbox. Pretty cool. I have it all packaged where you can download the auto splitter, links in the description of course. It also includes live split layouts and splits, so you can get started as soon as possible. Now, at the moment, Cxbx isn't leaderboard legal because of its emulation status, but when it is more stable, it'll be ready to use. Plus, it was real easy to set up. I'm going to go through and show you all how to set up for each platform. We'll start off with Cxbx, then XEMU, and then original Xbox. Cxbx is by far the easiest to set up. It just requires you to have a working XPE and then live split. You make sure that in your layout you have a scriptable auto splitter added in, which is included in the live split layouts if you wanted to use that. Then you pick the ASL file depending on what version of Blinx you're playing. And then boom, you can auto split in Blinx with Cxbx. If you're curious what the best version of Cxbx to play is, it's this one. I'll have a link in the description if you want to try out Blinx on Cxbx. I highly recommend using version E1EA10C. This version runs the best out of all the other versions right now. There might be some visual glitches, but you can run it. XEMU is a little more complicated to set up first time, but easy once you've got it all sorted. You need the following: this line of code, this other line of code, Python installed on your PC, the Python script, and live split server files. First, you find where your XEMU application is and copy the path where it is by holding Shift and then right-clicking it. Click the copy as path options and then save it somewhere like in a notepad. Next, install Python on your computer. If you already have Python, good job. Next, open command prompt on your computer and copy in the following command: pip install qemu.qmp. This will install a Python package that will help the auto splitter connect to XEMU. Next, copy this code and paste it after your XEMU copy path file like this. Save this somewhere because it's going to be very important. Next, download the live split server files from the live split website. Link in the description of course. Once they've downloaded, you want to extract them and place them in your components folder. This is where your live split will be installed. Open live split and then go to the edit layout button, click the add button, control, and then add live split server at the bottom. Back out and then right click and hit control, and you should see a start server option. That means you did good. If not, then you'll probably just have to reopen live split or put it in the correct folder. That code that you copied and put next to your XEMU save path, you're gonna highlight both of them and copy. Open CMD and then paste it into it. And this will launch XEMU, but now it has qmp attached to it. Make sure Blinx is running and on the main menu, then in live split, right click, control, start server. After that, now you can launch the Python script labeled XEMU auto splitter script. It'll open and it'll tell you which version of Blinx is running. The script runs both versions, so don't worry about compatibility. Then you can just start your game and the timer will automatically start. Once you have this set up for the first time, running this again is very simple. You launch XEMU through qmp with the cmd command, you launch live split, start the server, and then you launch the Python script. I highly recommend running XEMU's version 0.67 or running a version in the 0.8 area with the Vulkan enabled when you're playing Blinx. Now for original Xbox, you will need a soft-modded Xbox, a way to connect to your Xbox through FileZilla, and the Evolution X dashboard. Now, if you need to know how to do these things, there's plenty of videos online to help with that. I've also included some links in the Xbox Autosplitter README packaged with the Autosplitter, but this guide already takes into account that you've done this stuff already. Before you start, make sure you launch the Evo X and then go into the settings and then scroll down until you see this option. You're going to want to set this to debug. Once you've done that, restart your console. If you need the dashboard, I've left the link in the README file too. And also make sure that you changed your XBE name of the IGT version you're playing as default.xbe. Lastly, you want to go ahead and go to your Xbox Autosplitter folder and go into Platinum Hits and Original Release and go into the index.js and edit it. And you want to edit the IP address in this part here to be the same as your Xbox IP address. So if you're only playing on one version, you only need to do it for one version, but if you're going to do it for both versions, you have to go into both index.js and edit it here. So connect your Xbox and PC together through FileZilla. Then once you've done that, you're going to launch Evo X on your Xbox. You're going to then launch whichever Blinx version you want and then get to the main menu. Then you're going to open up the data container of the version you're playing of. So if you're playing Platinum Hits, then you'll want to open the Blinx ph data container.exe. Or if you're playing Blinx original release, then you want to open the Blinx or data container.exe. Then you want to open the start.bat file that's in the same folder that you opened the container. If it stays open and it says you're connected to the Xbox, then you're almost good to go. You want to then open LiveSplit and have a scriptable autosplitter in your layout, and then you just find the ASL file to the version of the game that you're playing. So you will have to do this every time you turn on your Xbox, but you get used to it pretty quick. So in short, this is how it goes. Turn your Xbox on, connect through FileZilla, launch Evo X dashboard, launch Blinx, open the data container, open the batch file, open LiveSplit with the autosplitter in the layout, and then boom, ready to go. And that's what I've been doing for the past month. Sorry about the lack of videos. I've got some things to say before I end. First of all, I have an archive channel now of all my Twitch VODs I was able to save. This channel also saves recent Twitch VODs too.
You can just like set your NAN to whatever language you want. And I did that when I was 14.
What'd you do to your grandma?
So give that a sub if you want unedited content of me just playing games. And also, I'll be making the 1K Q&A video soon. So if you want to get in your questions, then comment on this video and I will answer them. And of course, a big, huge thank you to everyone getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I still remember only having 40 subscribers when I first started doing Blinx. And to see how far we've come from such a small community is still crazy to think about. Thank you for watching my videos on a funny cat game that I played when I was 4 years old and that I continue to play as a 26-year-old. I'll see you at the 1K Q&A. See ya.